Great game?
Yeah, really, really great game.
Hard fought.
For sure.
I am actually kind of surprised you guys are still trying to win games, though.
What do you mean?
I mean, it seems like it would make more sense for you guys to be focused on a better draft pick.
Are you serious right now?
Hold on, don't get offended. I know no one tanks, but...
Brother, we are actively trying to lose these games. What are you talking about?
That was... Wait, you... That was you trying to lose?
Yeah! It took us over 14 minutes to get our first shot on goal in the third period. In a 1-goal game.
Oh. That's concerning.
Wait, were you trying to win?
Yeah, we're so close, and it's been so long since we made the playoffs.
Would you like my honest opinion about that?
No.
Alright, dude. I think you can do it. I really do. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you are fighting until the very end. There are very few teams in this league that I respect the way I respect you.
Wow. That's really your honest opinion?
Well, no, you said you didn't want that.
Low quality fans of a high quality fan base of a team that is a mixed quality that has some asterisks on it about the level of quality that might or may not be great. Yeah, I think I nailed that. That was really good. Hi, guys. So that's not a dub. I think we're getting used to that, though. 8 in a row? Is that right? I don't even look at it anymore, right? I don't, frankly, want to know. Thank you to everyone who joined the live stream, hung out with us for a while. We didn't talk about the game that much because, holy, there wasn't a lot of game happening. That was not an exciting hockey game by any means at all. But thank you to Jambi who joined in. He's a big Red Wings guy, and so we got to chat, got to learn a little bit more about the in-depth stuff with the Red Wings. Had a good time. I enjoyed it, at least. I think that's a fun idea, is to find fans of other teams and have them stream with me and hang out. And obviously, I've known Jambi for a while, so it's a little easier. But that might be something I try to pursue more in the future. But before we get into anything major, this video is sponsored. And before you roll your eyes and go, oh God, time to fast forward a couple. No, this video is sponsored by something that is specifically designed for people who would be watching this video. Hockey nerds. No offense, but come on, that's where we're at. So, without further ado, our sponsor. This video is brought to you by the SHL. The SHL? What's that? You can probably take about 40% off on the line reads, bud. My bad. I don't know what I'm doing. The SHL, or Simulation Hockey League, is a completely free hockey nerd paradise where you get as close as possible to living the hockey dream and competing for glory. Create a player that plays the way that you want. Upgrade their attributes, get drafted live on stream to one of 16 junior teams, and begin your push to get drafted by one of the 20, soon to be 24, they're about to expand, SHL organizations. Okay, but how does it work? Perfect. Yeah, good read. Thanks. It works like this. Follow the link below, create your totally free account, and begin to build your player. There are tons of different ways to earn in-game currency so that you can upgrade your player's talents and skills. That could be based off of your player contract. It could be predicting outcomes of games or awards correctly. It can even be earning currency by writing out your player's reactions to different scenarios. Okay, but I don't have time for this to take over my life. Dude, no one does. Which is why they even built an SHL index page. It allows you to keep up to date with game results, player performances, and you'll even have access to advanced analytics about performances in the league. I don't know, man. Sounds kind of complicated. You know, honestly, same. But after a few minutes of messing around on the site, it became very clear that it's so easy that even you can do it. The portal is wicked easy to use, but the biggest thing behind all of this is their massive community of hockey nerds that are ready to help you. Every player in the league has a real person behind them. Every organization has a real GM who is making decisions and actively running the team. They have an active Discord full of hockey nerds who are ready to answer any questions that you might have about it. They have frequent live streams simulating these games, some of which are even simulated with play-by-play announcers. They even have their own podcast specifically about this league. It's easy to use, it's totally free, and it's a huge hockey community.
Dude, this actually sounds so sick.
Yeah, it does. Do yourself a favor. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. I told you it was designed for you. I mean, I feel like you'd be doing yourself a disservice by at least not looking at it and paying attention to. Just check it out. Anyway, link is below, as I mentioned. Also, shout out to Surprise on the Discord, who has won 3 out of the past 4 prediction contests. I have never won one. And I had a massive lead this week. And I choked it away. So, shout out to them. They suck. I don't like them. They're an awful, terrible fan of the Bruins. I'm kidding about all that, obviously, but I want to be bitter, and I told them I would complain the whole time, so that's what I'm doing. Let's talk about this Red Wings team a little bit. This is the 3rd meeting of the year with them. The Bruins have won the previous 2, which I know, shocking, not because the Red Wings are so good, but because the Bruins are what they are. Before this game, they were 3 points out of a second wildcard spot, they being the Red Wings, not the Bruins. With 4 teams in front of them. After this game, they are 1 point out of a playoff spot. Spoiler! With 4 teams in front of them. So that's still pretty uphill battle there. They're an interesting team because they have the 3rd best power play in the league. But that is largely offset by the 32nd, dead last, ranked penalty kill, which is the 2nd worst penalty kill in the last 60-ish years. Like, that's not great. They also rank in the missing the playoffs tier in production and negation. 22nd in goals scored per game and 23rd in goals allowed. In the grand scheme, I don't think they give a shit, right? Like, this team is super young. It has been built, or rebuilt, I should say, to find the talent that they need to compete for a long time. This is another reminder. We just talked about it last video. This is 8 years, 7, 8 years of this. Remember, when you are talking about wanting the Bruins to do a strip it bare rebuild, just send out Pasta, send out Swayman, send out McAvoy, which I know the Swayman conversation is very different than like a Pasta conversation. So I understand that. I'm not pretending that those are very similar. But send out every core piece we have, start over, pure restart. You are asking for the better part of a decade for this team to suck. I'm not saying you're wrong in that. Everyone has their own opinions. This is a sport. This is supposed to be fun. Everyone's supposed to have their opinions about it. It's fine. But I feel like some people say that, and then halfway through the first season of it, they're like moaning about all sorts of things going on. And you go, this is... If right now you're complaining about the team in front of you, right? Which there's plenty to complain about, but if you're like complaining about it and not taking into account of this is the idea, then you're just misjudging what's happening here. This team is terrible right now. And it wasn't supposed to be, but at the deadline they made the decision to be. This is actually going exactly the way that Sweeney wanted it to since the deadline. Again, before the deadline, Judge Sweeney for all of it. After the deadline, well, the new plan coming together pretty well, I guess is the whole point I'm trying to make. Either way, so the Red Wings, they don't give a crap about missing the playoffs. They would prefer to make them. They don't, because they don't care about getting a high pick, and nor really will they. They're probably in a position where at best they're going to be picking somewhere between 9 and 14 at this point, unless they get some sort of crazy bounce odds-wise. So they don't really care about the draft pick. The investment time is nearing its end, right? The picks have been made. They've invested all this time into building the next core. Now it's about Raymond and Seider and Edvinsson and Casper and Koso when he's ready to make that step. The young guys to be the next core for their next dynasty Red Wings, their next 25 years of making the playoffs or whatever. A playoff berth this year would be good experience for them, but improvement of the young guns is what matters most for them, and that's truly the top of their to-do list is make our young players better, give them opportunity to learn and improve, and not crucify them for every mistake they're making, which is something that we need to adopt for our 19 to 23-year-olds. We need to adopt this sort of relaxing state about the mistakes, because that's the stage we're in right now. We are hoping for a retool, not a rebuild. It still means those young guys have to not be great in some shifts and learn and improve. The lineup for the Bruins tonight is Geeky, Zakapasta, Huznadinov, Lindholm, Lysell, Kepke, Middlestat, Letary, Lauko, Beecher, Brown. We're going to do Zadorov, Jokiharju, Lohrei, Peak, Wotherspoon, Mitchell, and then Swayman is going to get the start. Kostelik, upper body injury, still out. Hampus and McAvoy, of course, still out. You'll notice that the lines have gone back to what was a more successful offensive output. And, I mean, more successful doesn't mean good. It just means more successful. That's all that means. Swayman would get his 100th win with a win here. He would get his 100th. I ever feel like my teeth are kind of long. Anyway, let's I don't the game. I don't have anything to talk about with this game. Now I was live streaming, so I don't have all the notes, but we're gonna go through this game really quickly, and then we're gonna talk about a couple things. Let's do that. There's not a lot to talk about with this game. I feel like I'm jipping you guys because there's not a lot of analysis to happen. There were huge stretches where nothing happened. Nothing happened. Oh, puck drops. Puck drops! Like, comment, subscribe, nailed it. Puck drops. And we're 106 in, and during a 3-on-2 for the Bruins that doesn't amount to anything, DeBrincat got laid out by Peak, who DeBrincat then jumps up and is like going at Peak, and Peak is laughing him off. And Peak's like, no. We're doing this. Now, let's keep in mind, not Peak, sorry. DeBrincat's like, no, we're doing this. Let's keep in mind, DeBrincat is, what has he got, 30 pounds lighter than Peak? A way lower reach. Like, this guy's smaller than Peak by a margin. Which I think is, I kind of respect Peak for being like, dude, we're not doing this. You're going to get pummeled. What are you doing? No, they shed him, and Peak should have taken this more seriously. Because they traded blows. I'm not acting like DeBrincat kicked his ass. But he brought it to him in a real way. And he scores the takedown. DeBrincat wins that fight. Like, what a... Peak, dude, you can't lose that. But he does. And he loses it barely. Like, it's not like an emphatic loss. But still, what are we doing here? And then, less than a minute later, Lauko and Austin Watson go at it. Another mismatch in size. And I saw a lot of Bruins fans complain about the mismatch in size of this one. What happened a minute ago? You know? Although, it looks like Lauko picked this fight too. Either way, they're going to go at it. Lauko's a much bigger Austin Watson. Like, this guy is way bigger than Lauko. And Watson mostly feeds him his lunch, but Lauko held his own. He didn't win the fight. He didn't get the takedown. Watson just, like, ragdolls him at the end, but... It's fine. Lauko will hold his own. He's a tough kid. A little injury prone, so I'm a little worried about that. But just a weird start to this game. A lot of fighting for two teams that are... I mean, their season's basically over. I know the Red Wings are kind of there, but it's fine. 5:37 in. Lohrei in our own zone. Passing in the neutral zone to Pasta. And I actually thought the commentators, national commentators, but I, for once, actually really, really agree with the point they made. They're criticizing Lohrei because he tries to pass to Pasta. It's easily intercepted by Marco Kasper, who skates into the top of the left circle and beats Swayman low glove. We'll talk about that in a second. But the pass in itself, even if the pass got to Pasta, he's got a body right up his ass. What is he supposed to do with this puck when he gets it? This is a bad play by Lohrei. It's a bad breakout pass. It is not a good play. And I thought they made a really astute point when they went over that on the broadcast of like, look, even if that play succeeds, it's doomed to fail. Those are the plays that you're really trying to avoid. Of like, hey, I can see the upside on this. Great, you failed to play, but I saw where you're going. Fine. Even if that worked, that was a bad idea. That's really what you're trying to eliminate from Lohrai's game right now. And it's his first full season in the NHL, and it's been years, but I mean, he was forward for a long time, transitioning, all that kind of stuff. And I do think Lohrei has a great ceiling. I really do. But tough tough play. Bad one. On the other end of this, Swayman, beaten. He can see the shot to the top of the left circle. He can see it the whole way. It's a great shot. Beats him bottom glove. It's a hard shot to stop. All of that. Every bit of excuse. Buddy, you've got to be better. You've got to be better. This isn't the reason we lost the game. The Bruins can't score a goal is the reason we lost the game, really. But you've got to be better than that. You've been signed as a number one goaltender. We are a broken record right now, but you have got to be better than that. He gets a piece of it, doesn't get the whole thing. He does get a piece of it. Horseshoes and hand grenades, man. Like, who cares? Get the whole thing. You got beat from distance. And you could see the shot. There was no screen, no tip, nothing. I know that there's goalies out there who'd be like, that's a really hard shot to stop. I agree, I'm sure. NHL, one of the highest paid goaltenders in the league, make the stop. That's all I'm saying. 9:27 left. Bruins have their best offensive possession of the game. Of the game. It ends with Yoki Haru turning the puck over on the blue line and Raymond in on the breakaway. Swayman makes a huge blocker save. Blocker side save. I don't think it's with the blocker, but blocker side save. Great save. Yoki Haru just fumbles the puck on the blue line and it turns into a whole thing. I am so over Yoki Haru, man. I am so very, very done with him. And I'm actually really bummed because a lot of people... I saw the comments on the last video when I talked about Yoki Haru and I tried to explain more of how my feelings were about him, or maybe this is a couple videos ago. But and some people were like, yeah, I'm starting to see it. Some people were like, no, I think he's going to be good. And I'm actually really bummed because a lot of people really got excited about Yoki Haru and were really enjoying his play. And he's turned into something different at this point for them, and it's not fun watching people be like, damn, I thought we might have had something there, and it's not what I thought. And so I'm genuinely, everyone's trying to find something they can be excited about with this team, and it's hard to watch people in the comments be like, I really wanted that to work out, and it doesn't look like it's gonna, and my heart breaks for everybody, is basically what I'm saying. 1:30 left, Lysell on the breakaway. Oh, I wanted this so badly for him. I want him to be someone on this team so badly, and I'm trying to stay objective about it. We're going to talk about it at the end of the video. But breakaway, stoned 5-hole. Talbot is sprawling. He managed to get a piece of this. Oh, I wanted it so badly. 25 seconds left. Zadorov with a late hit on Berggren. Interference. We're going to the penalty kill. We're going to start the second period on the penalty kill for over a minute and a half. And 53 seconds in on the penalty kill, the Red Wings are set up after Zaka and Wotherspoon combine to fail a clear. Quick movement from the bottom of the right circle to the top of the right circle, all the way over to Raymond, who's at the top of the left circle, who slams this top blocker. I think it took a tip on the way. It's 2-0 power play goal. What a shot, though. I think it gets tipped, but even if it doesn't, holy shit, right under the bar. Unbelievable shot. And Raymond is 23 years old and above a point per game player. Just he's something. He's something real. He might end up being a real talent in this league. Not just like a, wow, that's a really great player. Like, that's a really great player. 1:33 in, holding on Casper. We're going to the power play. 2:25 in. The Bruins are set up on the power play. And it takes a deflection. Initially, I just thought it was a crazy good pass. Still a great play. Takes a deflection from Pasta, who's trying to get it. I think still too Geeky, but it deflects. And Geeky gets the tip on this, and it goes 5-hole. It's 2-1. What a great tip by Geeky. Great, quick hands. Goes right under. A piece is gotten by Talbot, but not enough. I don't think he ever even sees the puck, really. And it's 2-1, 5-hole, power play goal. It's your only goal of the game. I mean, this is one of your game notes, right? But your only goal of the game is a deflection on the power play. This team is so anemic right now. By design. Ugh. It's so brutal to watch. 2:08 left. Pasta is going to go for high sticking. We're going to the penalty kill, and we do kill it. We'll move on to the third period. Third period's nothing. It's nothing. 1:19 in, holding on Lysell in the offensive zone. Penalty kill. Bad penalty for him. Really bad. falling down, reaches out with his stick in the offensive zone. Just big mistake for him. We kill it. Then it's nothing. It's nothing for 15 minutes. 5:51 left. The Bruins take their first shot of the period. You go in, again, the semantics, the details around you are important. You go into the third period down a goal. One goal. And you go into the third period, and it takes you 14 minutes and 9 seconds to get a shot on the opponent's net. Holy shit, dude. What is wrong? If anyone was wondering how bad the Bruins were since the break, they're the worst team in the league since the break. They're the worst team in the league since the break with David Pastrnak. And most worst teams in the league don't have a David Pastrnak. That's how bad it's been. And yes, there's an argument for like, damn, this has been one unlucky season for us. Not enough of an argument. This is brutal. 1:54 left, Swayman to the bench. And then with 9 seconds left, Middlestat gets robbed on a pass to get him below the right circle. Seems like he has an open net. Talbot somehow gets there with the glove. Honestly, I think most of us were like, good. I'm not rooting for the losses, but I guess I kind of am. I don't know. But in the moment, I was like, fine. Whatever. Just let this game end. It's awful hockey. The turnovers. The Red Wings are turning the puck over in their zone over and over and over again. And the Bruins can't even get a shot on net off these turnovers. Like, that's what's so insane here, is the Red Wings are giving you scoring opportunities, and you can't even make that happen to the point of taking the shot. It's absurd. It is absurdly bad. It's absurdly bad. None of it is all that surprising, but it is so bad. And let's talk about a couple game notes. Swayman is not getting his 100th win ever. No, he is, and he's going to get it before the end of the season. But it is comical that it's been weeks of him trying to get this 100th win. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. Every time I say it, I feel like I'm doing some Seinfeld stand-up bit. It's so disheartening. Sacco still finds ways to compliment the team after the game. He's talking about, we were ready to play. It was good intensity. It was a tight checking game. Buddy, who are you afraid of offending? What? Why are you? I almost don't understand. So recently they announced that Sacco is a candidate for the head coaching job next year. I have to believe that is out of respect. Right? I have to. Because you know what I want my coach to do at this point? Is to walk out and be like, that was dog shit. That was awful. I mean, there's just not enough heart. There's not enough work ethic. Even if it's not even entirely true, where they're just completely getting outskilled, we need more. You need more than what you're getting. It has been a brutal 8-game losing streak. 8-game losing streak. And you're finding ways to compliment your team after the game. The team's super frustrated. They're pissed off. The frustration in that room has to be insane at this point. It has to be really bad. And the only thing that's keeping it from pouring over into being a huge, outlandish, explosion is because these guys know that they have 3 weeks left and they're going golfing. It is over. The season is over. You don't have to get in anyone's face. You don't. Just let it end. And when you get back, be ready to work. Because that was awful. And they should be frustrated. They really should be. The last game note I have, Fabien Lysell. I still think there's something there. No one in this team is performing well. I feel like it's not a fair time to judge him through and through. I know he gets pushed around. I know he's not a big guy. I know. I know that he doesn't win a ton of board battles. I know. But his skating is awesome. His passing is strong. He has good vision. I feel like he's being a little hesitant because I've seen him make plays in the AHL level that it's almost like he's avoiding right now. He's more worried about doing the right thing rather than playing his game. There is something there. Maybe he turns into a bust. It doesn't work out. But I have a hard time giving up on him when there's certain attributes to his game, such as the skating and the vision, that just, it feels like there's another level there. He's 22 years old. Next year is a huge year from him. If you don't show real improvement, ability to stick in the NHL at 23, yeah, I think it's time for teams to start considering a different avenue, for sure. But I'm having a really hard time giving up on the guy. The skating's that good. It's really about the skating to me. It's that good. So I'm going to be hopeful until I can't be. That's the way it goes. Go Bees. Go Bees! And of course, here at the end of the video, I love to give some shout outs to the fantastic high quality inspectors who help support the channel and keep this running. I super appreciate every single one of you, from the role player tier, the top line tier, and of course the all-star tier. We are going to do our shout outs for this top line tier. Thank you so much to Sean Kreider, Michael Kammerer, Chris and Erica, Kevin Timperley, Quackin' Platypus, JM, Smoke Channels, Shaggy, Adam Ella, Albert Waldron, Negev79, Lola Cattingsworth, EKM Productions, Moonlighter TV, Big Bad Bruin, The Bugman, Jeff with a G, Tommy Braga, Roland22, GD Viperworks, Len Kreutz, Brock Nope, Hans Slobo, Coach D, The Atomic Lizard, Bradley Johnson, Brett Arney, Pincent, and Nick Zatrullo. Thank you so much, each and every one of you. Your top line material. But now we got to move on to our all-star tier members, the absolute legends. We have Jacob Pratt, Jake Brower, Dampen, JG's 12, Mark S., Ann Hustis, Tim R., Lorenzo Wood, Penny Pasta, Levi Catalani, Boston Stringler, Bagel, Nightmare Eco, John Kirk, Joel, Stealthy Potato, Heil E. Coyote, Darren Woodbury, Abraxion, Wolf Warrior, Vinny, Adrian Winter, Tukton D. Tashi, Bruin Smash, D.A. Kingery, The Only Newts, A Tasty Snack, Dutes42, and Jeremy. Thank you all for all of the support and love that you are all giving. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, Go Bees!